Hey ho, what is going on guys? My name is Coach Charlie, YouTube channel, Bob for Theme Park News, and welcome to another Theme Park Newsroom update. Now this is something I wanted to discuss for quite a couple of weeks now, and it's all from Canada's Wonderland. Now of course recently, in fact just a few days ago, they opened Yukon Striker, their brand new B&M dive coaster for 2019. Now this leads me to discuss what's the next coaster coming to Canada's Wonderland, and there are two types of coaster being talked about at the minute for a potential 2022 or 2023 investment. Now this is two coaster types that other Cedar Fair parks have added in the past, and it's two types of coaster that would work really well at Canada's Wonderland in their chosen sites. So let's get on then with coaster type number one, and that is a Mack multi-launch roller coaster, specifically a Mack double launch coaster, similar to Carowinds' brand new coaster Copperhead Strike, which is of course already opened. So the rumoured site for this is either replacing Speed City Railway or Timberwolf Falls. Now Timberwolf Falls is a shoot the chute ride. It's a Hodgkins shoot the chute ride, and of course Cedar Point removing their shoot the rapids a couple of years ago, a few years ago now. You know, and other parks starting to remove, in and out of the Cedar Fair chain, don't forget, starting to remove their shoot the chute rides. It could be time that Timberwolf Falls could remove their shoot the chute ride, and of course if you expand that area over the tree line, you know, towards the next of Timberwolf Falls, then again you've got a nice space to work with a Copperhead Strike type layout. Obviously quite a custom layout to top Copperhead Strike. Obviously you want to, if you're going to expand over that tree line area next to Timberwolf Falls, then of course you've got that expansion area to work with as well if you want to create a bigger, sort of better layout than Copperhead Strike maybe. And of course Timberwolf Falls, apparently that's in the Frontier Canada section of the park. Some other people say it's in the Whitewater Canyon area of the park. I haven't got a complete knowledge on Canada's Wonderland, so whether it works in Whitewater Canyon or Frontier Canada, whatever area of the park, I think it would work in either. Personally, I think it would personally work better in the area that most people are saying it's technically in, which is Whitewater Canyon. Only for the fact that there's rumours going around that for next year we're expected to see either a section of Frontier Canada or a different area of the park, the old family area of the park, become Camp Snoopy. Now of course Canada's Wonderland is one of the parks that doesn't have a Camp Snoopy, so I would like to see work on Frontier Canada. I think the next piece of work we'll see for Frontier Canada maybe is to see maybe an RMC Mighty Canadian Minebuster, which I don't think is going to happen. Some people say it will happen, some people say it won't happen. I personally think it could. I personally think it won't happen, but there's a chance it could still happen in the future. So personally, I think in the Whitewater Canyon section of the park, I think Timberwolf Falls could be a nice location to be replaced by a Copperhead Strike type Mack multi-launch. Now of course the other site I was talking to you about is Speed City Railway. Now there's a lot of reports saying that has been a flop of an attraction and it hasn't been doing as well as we thought. So Speed City Railway might not last very long. So there's a possibility they could use that site for a Copperhead Strike type layout, and of course I've seen other people's videos and other people's sort of edited images by putting a Copperhead Strike layout above the Speed City Railway section on that plot of land, and again it works, it fits in that land brilliantly. So if you rework that area to suit the coaster, then I think Speed City Railway is another great location to be replaced by a Mack multi-launch. Now of course that is one type of coaster. There is a second type of coaster that they're looking to go for, apparently according to rumours and speculation, and that is a B&M wing coaster. Now this has been rumoured for a good few years now. Of course we were rumouring a couple of years ago now about this B&M coaster, this B&M wing coaster possibly launched, called Ziz, replacing the Sky Rider and Mighty Canadian Minebuster area. However, that doesn't look like to be happening now. Of course, the Sky Rider area has already been replaced. Of course, you've got the Mighty Canadian Minebuster, which is still standing and operating from what we know. So it doesn't look like it's going to happen in that area. However, there's been rumours and speculation in the future of a B&M wing coaster possibly replacing two of its current thrill coasters, Time Warp and Flight Deck. Now, Flight Deck is a Vekoma SLC. It's been getting mixed reviews. I'll say it's been getting mixed reviews. It's a mixed kind of experience. Of course, you know my thoughts on Vekoma SLCs. I don't particularly like them. Infusion was a bit of a headbanger most of the time. It's got some kind of smooth element, but I just don't think the restraints help the experience. It's nothing to do with the ride itself. I just didn't like the restraints and stuff like that. It just rattles your head, and I keep getting headaches after that ride. Of course, I've done Kamali, which is my favourite SLC. I've still yet to do Odyssey at Fantasy Island over in Skegness, and some of the European and American SLCs. Apparently El Condor is supposed to be the worst coaster in the world. I'll judge it when I see it, because of course comparing that to Hero, which is Zamperla Volare at Flamingo Land, I'll have to judge between the two if I ever go to Holland in a few years' time. Speaking of Zamperla Volare, that is what Time Warp is, that opened in 2004. It's a Zamperla Volare flying coaster, and you can probably guess that that ride's not been getting many good reviews. It's a Zamperla Volare, so technically it already reviews itself as one of the worst rides in the park. And to be fair, I think Canada's Wonderland can do so much better than a Volare and an SLC that's been getting mixed reviews. So I think take the two out for a B&M Wing coaster. Yes, it brings your coaster count down, but I do think like it will be completely worth it. Completely and utterly worth it. So there's all these rumours going around of either a map multi-launch replacing Timberwolf Falls or Speed City Railway, or a B&M Wing replacing Time Warp and Flight Deck. Now, of course, the question still remains about either two of the options. When will it open? Now, of course, the big rumour going around is between 2022 and 2023, with a slight chance of 2024. Now, of course, 2022 will have been 3 years since Yukon Striker opened. And of course, for those of you who don't know, apparently Yukon Striker was purchased and bought 3 years before it either began construction or opened. So they knew that Yukon Striker was coming in advance, but I think that was one of those advanced purchases. The next coaster, I think, won't be an advanced purchase. It'll be sort of your normal purchase, you know, like exactly a year before it opens. So, because usually parks like to purchase and plan and get it approved before they start teasing and constructing, or they'll start teasing for it, and then they'll get construction and then plan approved, and then they'll start construction on it and stuff like that. So, like I said, it's going to be an interesting planning process for their next roller coaster, despite the fact that Yukon Striker was purchased a few years before it opened. So I'm expecting this to be a 2023, in my opinion, which will have been 4 years since Yukon Striker. So, me personally, it won't be till 2023 till we experience a new coaster at Canada's Wonderland. Of course, 2020, like I said, the rumours of a Camp Snoopy coming in. 2021, there's speculation apparently that they could be introducing a water park expansion, maybe. I'd like to see a water park expansion with some new water slide complexes. There's a possible site for a wave pool that I spotted on Google Earth. You guys can look on Google Earth for yourself. You can see down in the bottom left corner near the water park area, there's a nice open plot of land for a nice wave pool site. Maybe some family slide and water complexes as well. So I'd like to see a big old water park expansion in 2021. There's a possibility for some flat rides in 2022, and then maybe 2023. That's the year where we get the next coaster. So I think Canada's Wonderland's got a massive future in store in the next few years. I think we could see some great things being added in the park in the next few years. So thank you very much for watching this Theme Park Newsroom update from Canada's Wonderland. Like I said, I'm expecting to hopefully see a Camp Snoopy next year. I personally like to see a Camp Snoopy next year. Year after, I'd like to see something done to the water park. 2022 could be a general improvement year, or they could go the flat ride year, maybe add like 1 or 2 flat rides, like family rides or flat rides, extreme or family. And then of course I think 2023, possibly with a slight still chance of 2024, could be the year for the next coaster, either the map multi-launch or the B&M Wing. Either one, I can't wait. So thank you very much for watching this news update from Canada's Wonderland. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe and click the notification bell so you never miss a YouTube video. Make sure you go follow my Instagram, my Twitter, my Discord. All the links are on the channel somewhere. My name is Chris, our YouTube channel, currently in the Coast Dudes. Keep sending your questions in for the Q&A video for 500 subs. And also keep sending in to all those Instagram, Twitter and Discord links your Candemonium logos for the next few weeks for the logo contest, the first competition on the channel. Keep them in the Coast Dudes, and I'll see you guys in the next video soon. Take care, Have an awesome day, my friends.